I'll concede your point just for brevity. But
What? Brevity? We don't do that around here. It's probably
No.
Citrus, or what is a Capital One Bowl? It used to be Citrus Bowl, right? Yeah,
oh my
Capital
God,
One.
dude, where have you been?
I just like the real name.
It hasn't been the Citrus Bowl since like what 2002?
What was your highlight side dish from Thanksgiving?
Oh gosh, Scotch.
This is the Buck Around, the podcast devoted to all things Wisconsin Badger football from a fan perspective. Featuring your hosts, Richard Branch and Maxwell Brusky.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Buck Around. Welcome back to episode 325 of the Buck Around. I definitely knew it this time. I am one half of the Buck Around, Richard Branch, and I am joined, as always, by my... well, you know what? You were punctual last week. You're tardy this week. My tardy colleague, Maxwell Brusky. Nice of you to join us.
It was a rare time zone issue. Let's just say. All right.
It's a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I was quite on time for 7:00 Central.
Yes, you were. So it's a big night, Max. It's a big night. You know why? It's not because school starts tomorrow here at the East Coast offices.
It's not hashtag game week either.
I mean, it kind of is.
Kind of.
But that's not
really.
why it's a big day. It's because it's the night of the best show of the year. Is it not?
Absolutely.
I am here. I am fired up because it's prop bet time, and we're not alone tonight. We get to welcome our crocheting honored guest, Mr. Prop Bet Andy Schaff himself, to the show. Andy, how are you?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're surrounded by macrame or something.
I am in my wife's downstairs office / sewing room, so
Does a great thing for acoustics. It absorbs all the echo. I mean, you sound like you're in a studio. I mean, I'm very impressed. But yeah, so we're ready to kick off prop bets yet again. This is like what edition is this? Like how many of these have we done?
7 or 8.
I want to say I found one from 2017 at least. So
Well,
got to be number 7.
let's be clear. I think that was the first one that we had a guest crafter
Really?
of any. Yeah, because I think we did the first ones ourselves, but then we like stepped up our game and got a pro.
Did we really? I have.
Yeah.
That is a memory hole for me. I have no recollection of
is
that.
it?
I thought
Yeah,
it started with Andy.
Mm-mm, I
All
don't think
right.
so.
Well, so for the people who don't know, how do we explain this? All right. We have, what did you say, Andy? 25?
I think the final count was 26 props and a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can walk through basically what we've been doing. I kind of break them down. Some are passing, rushing, defense, and then we have a fun category, which is kind of loosely called social media category, where we can place bets on there. We'll run through them tonight. You guys are going in blind. You have not seen the list or
Nope.
not communicated anything about the list to you guys, so we'll go through it. You guys can guess on air. We'll throw up the Google Doc after the show. We'll keep that open until opening kickoff on Friday. Winner gets to say they're the winner.
Yes.
That's the prestigious thing that we've landed on. So.
Yes. I mean, that's been what it's been. I think we gave away t-shirts one year, I think. But I think the real, the honor is being just the person who gets to claim the victory. So, I mean, I'll go with that. Just to point out, we will I'll do two things with it. We'll put the link to the Google form on the Twitter account, but then also on the Patreon page. I'm just going to put a post on the Patreon page. It's not going to be paywalled or anything, so don't worry about having an account or anything like that. You can just go in, find the post, and the link to the sheet will be there that you can fill out. So it's pretty easy. So if you want to do it on the Patreon, it'll be patreon.com/buckaround, and I'll just sticky the post with the Google sheet on the Twitter account. So one of those two ways you can find it. And if you still can't find it, just email the show and we'll point you in the right direction. Or yell at Andy on Twitter. He'll point you in the right direction. He's
I love
good
it.
at that.
Yes, please do.
Yes. Tell him I mean, you are. What was your title for a while there? You're the guy who likes to make people feel stupid about Badger football or something like that. Someone said that to you. I can't remember what that
Yeah,
was.
it's hard to keep track of all the angry 247 message board posters who've come at me, but
Yes.
we're here surviving.
Somehow.
It's still Badger Nation gadfly. Always.
All right. So we ready to go here, Max?
Yeah, let's rip this, man.
All right,
Let's
Andy.
roll.
Floor is
So
yours, sir.
before we start, I need to make an apology, a formal apology, for last year's props, and then you two also need to make a formal apology, but I'll do mine first.
We already did.
Before last year, possibly the worst prop that we've had was in 2017. I had a prop for leading rusher that had Bradrick Shaw and Chris James as the only two options. And I did a prop for third leading rusher, which had Jonathan Taylor, Tywan Deal, and Rashid Ibrahim. That was probably the worst prop until last year. We did a string of Tanner Mordecai props. The over-under on touchdowns was 33.5. He had 9. So that was probably the worst.
He did miss time though. So
He did. He also missed it, by
Touchdowns.
24 touchdowns. So not my finest work.
Holy
I learned lessons from it. That's why we're back here today. So that's I would like to formally apologize for that to all the listeners. I know I let everyone down. These two, you guys need to formally apologize. We had 186 people in the prop bet competition last year. Max got 178th place and Rich got 166th place. Again, out of 186, there are only a handful of people who did worse than you guys. I mean, have a Patreon and you're expecting people to, listen to your expert opinions. So the floor is yours for, we don't need to go in depth, but just a quick apology for the listeners, I think would be appreciated.
Max, do you want to go first?
I said I thought we already had.
All right.
but I'll definitely apologize for that one. I think I think the worst part of his Rich is if you go back and look at the tracker, we had a lot of disagreements between.
It's remarkable.
No.
And yet somehow we were terrible.
It's a joint apology, I think, but that you don't listen to us for our prop bet picks, right?
Well,
what do we listen to you for, Max? What do we listen to you?
Sometimes I wonder, but it's definitely not prop bet.
So here,
that I know.
You know what you're listening for? You're like, when two people are given a binary option, like it's either an up or a down, and they both somehow get it wrong while not choosing the same thing. That's a talent. That's what we bring to the table. I'm proud. I am also going to take that. What was I? 160? What? Like somewhere in there?
166th, I think, is what I heard.
I'm going to.
This is an interesting apology, Rich, but go on.
I'm going to take a lesson from that and try to do better this year. Like I think I have a strategy, and we'll see how it unfolds. But
you did allude to a strategy
last week
when last we spoke. So I'm interested to see. I don't really care what the freaking strategy is. I'm just ready to see if it works when we get to December or January.
It legitimately hit me while we were talking last week. And I'm like, if I remember this next week, I'm going to use it. And it stayed with me all week as I was thinking about this show. So I think it's a sign. I'm feeling good.
I will say this. You definitely know that doing the opposite of me is not going to work.
Apparently not. But we'll see.
Amazingly enough.
So in closing, sorry, not sorry. How about that?
All right. That's karma, but we'll go on.
Yes.
All right. So we'll get started here with that non-apology. The first group of props are all dealing with passing yards or passing stats. And these are all team stats. Another lesson from last year is don't put everything on a specific player because he gets hurt and then your prop bet competition is done. So these are team passing stats. So first one, last year the team threw for 2,862 passing yards. I'm setting the over under this year on 2999.5. So 3,000 is the over under. Where do you guys land?
2995, is that what you said?
Yeah.
2,999.5.
99.5. I'm gonna go with the under. Maybe I'm chastened, and Lord knows I've I think I've been on the hype train for one Tyler Van Dyke, but
Yeah.
I'm just chastened. I'm chastened.
Max, I don't understand. So my instinct is to go under slightly, but because of that, I'm going to go over. And my reason is I'm going against all of my instincts tonight just to see if this helps me do better in the prop bet competition. I think Tyler Van Dyke is actually going to be comfortably. You know what? Maybe I got to go under. But then I'm agreeing with you, Max, because I actually think he's probably going to be in like if he stays healthy, 3,300 range. I really do. I think they're going to
You
throw
do.
the ball more.
You do, huh?
I think he's going to throw a
Yeah.
bunch of picks. I do. I think he's going to throw a bunch of picks, but I think he's going to get big chunk plays too. I do think there's going to be more downfield. So maybe I got it. You know what? I'm switching it back to under. I'm going under.
Oh my gosh.
I'm under because he's going to be over. That's why. So if everybody, somebody should just do the exact opposite of me and see how they do. Well, we'll know how they do, but I'm going
George
against the instinct.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
doing the opposite of me. You tried that just now and then backed off of it, and you did. You went with the George Costanza, or at least you articulated it. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that works. And I just know in the tracker, I'm gonna have like all these crossed out ones for Rich. That's the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's move on. I don't have anything good to add.
Mention interceptions. I have set the team interception number at over under 13.5.
Ooh.
And so you don't have to look it up. Last year, Tyler Van Dyke had 12.
And last year the team had 13.
No,
What I'm seeing,
no. Badgers had 5.
or 5. Excuse me. Okay.
Oh boy. So my instinct, it's 13 and a half. You said
It is.
I think it's going to be like 11 or 12. So I'm taking the over. Again, going against the instincts. But I do. I think he's, like I said, he's going to be 25 and 12. He's going to be very Alex Hornibrook-ian with that line.
I was just gonna say. I mean, you articulated not 3 minutes ago that he's gonna throw a lot of interceptions. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna go over as well.
Oh, crap. This is a bad sign.
Is it though?
I
think
mean,
we
for everyone
established
else.
that doesn't really matter.
So let's just go along with interceptions, obviously touchdowns. I set the over under at 19 and a half.
Oh man, I'm gonna go over on that as well. Yeah, no, I feel pretty good about that.
You do? You feel solid about that one?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think it'll be more than. Well, it'll definitely be more than 9. But I mean, when you say that, it's got like the major league kind of tone to it, like one
Oh.
damn hit kind of
Okay.
thing. 9 freaking touchdowns. That's all they threw last year. 9.
That's all Mordecai threw.
That's all
I think.
Mordecai.
That's all Mordecai threw. Yeah. Okay. So Locke added what? 4,
5. Yeah.
5.
They had 14 total. All right. I again go back to my Alex Hornibrook-ian numbers because I really actually like saying Hornibrook-ian, just for the record. So I'm figuring he's going to be like 24, 25. But again, sticking with my theory, under. I'll take the under 19 and a half.
You have talked yourself out of every single pick that you've made here. So
No, I'm not talking myself out of it. This is the legitimate strategy. I'm doing the opposite of what I think. Because if I do what I think, I finish 165th. Also, Maxwell Brusky, if I do poorly, I can just say to people, look, I picked
my first.
if I had
instinct
done
was-
if I'd followed my instinct, that was great. Like this is win-win for me. This is win-win. Like I'm feeling good about this approach. Feeling good.
I
What's
feel like
next?
you took the wrong lesson from last year, but that's okay.
Thank you for articulating my thought, Andy. Yes, that's that. Thank you.
Let's do another touchdown one. 3 touchdown passing game. Last year they had 1 in the bowl game. So I've set the over under at 1.5. 3 touchdown passing games. This is a team, obviously, so it could be any combination of quarterbacks, but 3 in one game, 1.5.
And a running, you could do like a halfback pass and count it.
It could be anything. Yep.
What is it again?
1.5 games.
1.5. I'm pretty confident to go over on that one too.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of 2 touchdown games.
I do too, but I think the running backs might throw that over. One Darion Dupree.
Why him?
Because he's so good at catching passes out of the backfield.
Oh. In the 3 back sets? Is that when it's going to happen? Okay.
We'll
Maybe.
get to that.
Maybe. There we go. Maybe. I'm thinking that maybe.
All right, I'm going to go over. I actually think it's going to be under. I think it's going to be like one game where they have 3 touchdown passes. But I'm going to go over because I think the offensive line is going to be good enough. They're going to be playing under center, down on the goal line. I don't think they want Van Dyke to do something stupid, and they've got options in the backfield. So that's why I should pick under, but I'm picking over.
Interesting about O-line there, because the O-line last year was pretty solid on pass protection, right? I think we'd agreed on that.
Yeah. Well,
Mike. Well, and what I'm going to say though is that they play a lot of really tough defenses this year. That would be what would hold me back, I guess.
That's why I'm saying they're going to go for the run.
Yeah.
They're going to get rushing.
Yeah.
Again, I'm truly, if I was not following my strategy, I would be taking the under here, but I'm taking the over because I'm going against all my instincts. When I'm winning at the end of the year, you can just lay praise upon me.
Well, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
That sounded very biblical. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Sorry, Andy, back to you.
You mentioned under center. So my favorite thing of going to games is just the outrage of the crowd. Anytime there's a short yard play and they are lined up in shotgun, you can just hear people yelling. It's quite amazing.
Yes, you can.
So my prop bet here, inside the 5-yard line, will they go under center? And this has to happen once. It's a yes or no. Will they go under center inside the 5?
You've broken me. What are we, 5 in? I'm going back to my instincts. It's happening, and yes.
You broke me.
I went against my instincts for 4.
I'm yes on that one too. Yeah, and running backs, handoff, boom, right?
This is what the people behind me are screaming.
Yeah, no, I know.
They won't do it, so that's the prop.
I have another confession. You broke me after 3. The last one, I actually just wanted to take the over, and I found a way to do it. I think they're going to have more than 2. The whole offensive line thing was just smoke and mirrors, so I could take it.
Oh,
so yeah, I broke after 3. I'm already back on it. I'm going to do terrible. Like I'm done. Like I am back at the craps table. I'm the degenerate gambler. My luck is changing. Here it comes.
All right, another goal line one, or it doesn't have to be goal line, but quarterback rushing touchdowns. Last year's kind of surprised that Mordecai was a little more mobile than maybe we thought. He had 4 rushing touchdowns, setting the over/under on quarterback rushing touchdowns at 2.5.
That's a good number.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. Is it my turn or your turn?
Yours.
I think it's mine.
Yeah, it's you.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go over. Like I have a vision of Tyler Van Dyke in my head, pushing it through, kind of thing.
You have a lot of visions of Tyler Van Dyke.
I really do. I really do. I'm even considering revising my over under on the 3,000.
Oh boy, 2.5.
Can't you picture it? Naked bootleg, man.
Why did you choose that phrasing? Just for the record,
I'm just thinking of all the scenarios to get QB rushing touchdowns against Alabama in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
Is he going to have 2 or 3? You know what? I don't buy the whole look how mobile he is now that his skin isn't detaching thing. Which is
how mobile do you have to be if you're inside the 5-yard line? I mean, yeah, okay, fine. If he gets one from the 15, 20, 25.
Fine, I'll take
But
the
how
over.
mobile do you have to be?
Over, Max. Fine. Over.
Okay. Was Bart Starr a mobile quarterback?
And by the way, was this Tyler Van Dyke specifically?
Nope, not. It's team
quarterback.
Stats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the over.
All right.
Wait. Now hold on a sec. So are you accounting for injuries? Or are you accounting for Braden Locke? Are you accounting for Mabry Matoyer package plays?
Everything but the
Is
last
is
one.
that your logic there?
Well, it's if he got hurt.
Okay, so you're hedging for injuries.
Yeah.
Or you're accounting.
It was everything but maybe Matoyer. Basically.
Okay.
In all the scenarios.
I just wonder where you were coming from.
So here's a prop related to that. Will a healthy Tyler Van Dyke be pulled for Braden Locke at any point during the season?
How do we determine healthy?
Performance related.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if the performance is like he got pulled last year, right? And it was sort of ex post facto, a little more talk of injury.
You know what? I think I'll just decide this.
So. Okay.
I was going to say, I think we can appeal to the the prop designer for a ruling on that one.
To the higher power, if you will.
Yeah. It depends on what I pick, but yeah.
So,
all right.
So clarification. And like you said, this kind of does go back to the last item. What if Locke gets hurt in practice and then it has to be somebody else?
Sure. Let's add it. Yeah. A healthy Tyler Van Dyke
get pulled during a game.
I guess I don't imagine a situation where a healthy Van Dyke gets pulled for maybe the tower or.
I don't either, but God forbid if Locke was hurt or something.
That's a dark place. That's a dark place to be in.
That's a very dark place.
I'm in risk management, just to be clear.
I mean, Max, that's a dark place.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to take it out of the dark place and I'm going to say no.
Right.
And I'm going to put an exclamation point by it.
I mean, he is a 1B quarterback, mind you. This is what we're talking about here.
And we're saying pull, not package.
We're saying pull. I'm going to say no as well. I don't know why. This one, you know what? I feel like I'm going against myself. Screw it. I'm a disaster. You've already ruined me, Andy, and we're what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 questions in? I mean, I'm a disaster. All right. Don't listen to anything I say, anybody. Not that you do.
So you're saying no or yes?
I'm not even sure at this point. I'm saying a soft no.
I had an exclamation point by my no. I'm going to put like a question by yours.
Yes. I like that.
Just a sign of massive ambivalence.
Yeah, like the confidence index is pretty low on that.
Yeah.
We've got enough passing. Let's move on to rushing. Last year was the first time since 2015 they did not have a 1,000-yard rusher. So my question to you is, will they have a single player rush for 1,000 yards or more this year?
And that could be a quarterback.
It could be a quarterback. It could be a wide receiver.
Oh, is it me, Max?
It is. You're on the spot again.
I am on the spot. Let's think here. I'm going to say yes. And I think it's going to be Tui Walker.
Wow.
There's my bold
like
one.
You like him. I think he's like that's one of your guys this year.
You think?
Yes, I've gotten that over the last several episodes. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. And that's not a knock on anybody. I see that carries getting spread out a little bit more. And maybe some missed time.
So kind of in line with that, Rich just answered the next prop, but who is the leading rusher?
Ooh.
Can I hedge my bet and just pick somebody else? You
absolutely can, yeah.
No. I'm going Walker.
I'm gonna go Chez.
I think that's very reasonable. I'm being stupid. I think yours is very reasonable.
You'd have to go. I mean, I like, going back to 2017. I mean, I think you can be forgiven for that, Andy. I mean, there's the one highlight play in camp, right? When Taylor caught that pass and went like 95 yards, but nobody would have known that it was going to wind up like that. So, I mean, who are the candidates to be a leading rusher outside of some injuries? I mean,
Jackson Aker is heavier and faster. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, you could shoot your shot with one of the freshmen here. That's what I'm curious to see if anyone jumps on.
Yeah, and you can tell I see something happening with those guys, but I just leading rusher. I don't know. That's tough to pick right now.
What if somebody picks Yakimelli? Can we give them like a better odds or something? We'll take the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you can do what? Ches, Walker, the field. I don't know if that's fair, but
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
shoot your shot here.
I-
If you think it's Dupree, let's go for it.
I don't know if it's Dupree, but I would take the field as an intriguing option there.
the field is. No, and I don't want to. Like, I don't. Dylan Jones is right there too. I mean, he's flashed as many times as Dupree has.
All right.
All right. Now I got back-to-back questions here that have a similar theme. So, will there be 2 running backs on the field at the same time? You can probably guess what the next question is, but
All right. So, the person's assigned position is running back, correct?
And that's what I was going to clarify too.
Right.
Not just that,
Right.
but like lined up wide. I mean, does that matter? Or
Doesn't
do
matter.
they both have to be like between the tackles?
It has to be a running back on the roster, listed as a running back.
Okay.
On the field with another running back. I'm like, yeah, that sounds
Okay. Mine is a very definite yes, and it's going to come one of 2 ways. I think Jackson Akers is going to be used kind of like an H a lot. I just think that why would they have him put on weight? I think there's going to be something to that. I really do think there's something to that because they want to use him, but they know athletically he's going to be behind those freshmen, and there's that part. I also think one of those freshmen is going to get put in like the slot in some way for a jet sweep thing, kind of like what Oregon has done in the past. Like you saw Oregon do that with younger running backs. I think the Badgers are going to do something along those lines. So I think in one of those situations, you'll get 2 on the field at the same time. So I am confident in that. That's a strong yes. Put an exclamation point at the end of my yes.
Yeah, I think like Melvin Gordon too. I mean, they did that a lot with him that in 2012.
I think they did it once last year, right? Or did I imagine that? They did like Braylon Allen, they like faked it up the middle and tossed it to Ches. Was it against Washington State?
Yeah. No, I remember that. I think it was against Washington State, and I feel like it wasn't just once. I felt like it was more than that. I'm going yes as well.
Will there be 3 running backs on the field at the same time? Rich's favorite hobby horse here.
Funny you said hobby horse. I was watching a video about hobby horsing just before we recorded. This is so strange.
Oh boy, hobby horsing. Huh?
Wow, it was like this. We're gonna take a little aside here because it is the property. It was like this British. It was this like British girl who's clearly like the 19th Earl of Aberdeenshire or something, and she has like this hobby horse thing in this middle of this field, and she's like, "Come on, Sydney, come over here. We're going to hobby horse." And they're hobby horsing for like 25 minutes, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And her little brother is like running around. Great video. Anyways,
how did you find this?
Yeah,
how did you come across this?
We were because my children were discussing trying new sports, and my son told my daughter that she should try hobby horsing.
Oh my land.
Not at all seriously. I thought it was very funny. So she said, "What's hobby horsing?" And it's like, well, let's check out the old YouTube and I'll show you some hobby horsing.
Oh, I think you have a future humorist on your hands.
She's not going to take up hobby horsing. But yeah, so anyways, that was hobby horsing. So getting off my hobby horse, what was it? Oh, 3 running backs. I am saying no, but I'm going on the record. Colton said he's going to enter. He has to pick yes. That's the rules. He wrote about it. It's all on him. It is not happening. I mean, if it does, I can't wait to be wrong, but it's not happening. You know what? Because I think if it happens, here's this. I'll actually give a somewhat serious part to this. I think if they end up doing that, I think it means that they're a little more comfortable running the offense with the personnel they have, because they're not just kind of sitting in the same base sets that you saw so much. Like they didn't really get all that creative last year. They really didn't. Mm-hmm. And I think it had a lot to do with, I hate the word comfortability. Why is that a new word everyone is using? But like the comfort level with the offense last year, like definitely in retrospect, you can tell guys were a lot of fish out of water. But if they're getting that creative with personnel groupings, I mean, one way you could take it is they have issues in other places or deficiencies in other places. But I actually don't think that will be the case. I think it will be the case that they have young guys who kind of get the offense. They have older guys who are comfortable switching it up a little bit, and they're getting more multiple, and they're trying to create problems for other teams. So there's my long answer on 3 running backs. Again, Colton, you have to pick yes.
Well, I'm going with Colton. I'm picking yes.
Kiss up.
And I would also offer you some absolution. I'm not sure that comfortability and comfort level are the same thing. But
what is comfortability?
We could discuss that.
Comfortability is not a word.
Yeah, I think it's more like an ergonomic thing rather than like, it's more tactile rather than abstract. My 2 cents anyway.
Yeah, all right. I'm looking it up as this is good podcasting right here. I'm Googling
or
just to see
maybe my 2 pence, since we're talking about hobby horsing and
hey, governor.
and the landed English gentry.
Yeah.
Hobby horsing and looking up words on dictionary.com.
It's like this is what people
like
tune
a
in
freaking
for.
episode of Downton Abbey up in here.
Yeah, this is great. While you're doing that, if you don't mind, we can talk a little more Badger football.
Give the people what they want.
Receiving. Who's going to have the most receiving yards? Will Pauling or any other wide receiver or any other tight end running back? It doesn't need to be a wide receiver.
This is a binary choice.
Field.
Wow. You're going field?
No. That's it's Will Pauling or the field.
Yeah. All right. You're up first. I think I went first. Yeah. I talked for 9 hours about hobby horsing. So you go first.
Boy, that's tough. I'm going to go with the field.
Why?
I don't know how many like stretch plays Will Pauling's going to have, but I feel somebody like Tretch will have a bunch of stretch plays, or Bryson Green will have a bunch of stretch plays. What did Pauling? What was his totals? He had like 80 catches, right?
He had 74 catches for 837 yards.
837.
11.3 per.
Yeah. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm going with the field.
So, yeah. So he had 74 catches, 837 last year. So that's 11.3. Next guy on the team was Skylar Bell, which everybody forgets, with 38.
Yeah. His average was like 7.8, I think I heard. Yeah.
And then you had Bryson Green, 15 yards per on 32. Bryson Green was the second leading in yards, and he was like 350 yards behind him at 480 yards. If he gets more consistent, I mean, I guess the prop here is if he just gets more consistent, can he pull a couple hundred yards more in, and who is he taking it from? I mean, is he taking it from the Skylar Bell replacements? Is he taking the Chim catches that went away?
How many Chim catches were there, though? There wasn't
19 for 328.
Yeah.
Right?
He missed a lot of time, too.
And he kind of faded as year went on. I'm going to take the field, too, but I have very little confidence in this one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll be interested to
really
see
good
how this one plays out with the entrance. Yards is tougher. I think I'd take, if it was catches, I think I'd take Pauling, but I'd have a high comfort level taking Pauling, but yards is I think yards makes for a much better prop bet, but I wouldn't be surprised that when the entries come in, it's like 3/4 Will Pauling, but
all right, I'll take the field. But I mean, I have very little confidence in that one.
So let's do a single game prop for receiving yards. Last year, Will Pauling had 143 yards in the bowl game. That was obviously the highest single game receiving of the season. I've set what will be the highest this year. The over-under is 125.5.
I'm going to go with the over on that one. I feel like somebody will have you get like a Tretch game where he's got like 4 catches for like $170 or something like that, which would be kind of crazy. I don't know, Andy, if you did any history on this one, but Will Pauling had that game last year, right? Is that what? And it was the bowl game of all games.
Correct. Yes.
Were there any other ones? Because I don't think there were any other ones. And I'm trying to think of the last time. Like the only thing I could think of was like the Jim Leonard explosion against Northwestern, and I want to say like I didn't Jim Ray have like 3 touchdowns and $140?
Yeah,
$150 or something like that.
Same in the bowl game. Bryson Green at 105.
105.
Against
Yeah.
LSU. Yeah, I think you're probably, without looking it up, I think, Chimere against Northwestern sounds right.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of a game with Mertz where a receiver had a game like that. Was there even one?
Probably the Illinois game. I don't remember. Did we have any receiving records that one, or just passing?
It was a fullback that had one of them. I think Ferguson had two of them.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to think. I would imagine like Cephas is probably the last guy to put up back those kind of games.
What's your bet? You're stalling.
I'm saying yes.
You're saying yes.
I am. Yeah. Like I said, I think that I'll have one of those games. It'll be like 4 catches for like $160, $170, something like that.
I'm gonna go under. I just think they're gonna spread the ball about a little bit more. I mean, you needed Will Pauling against a terrible defense, right? In LSU, really with a lot of guys who didn't really show out. I mean, Green showed out in that game, right? But I mean, the rest of them, like Tretch had, I think he had all his catches in that one.
He had Tretch had like 4 for 80, right?
It's 4 for 64.
64. Okay.
So, I mean, and guys like Vinny Anthony had 3 for, I just think they're going to show out a little bit better and the ball will spread out a little more. I think the running backs are going to catch more passes, not for, 2.7 yards per reception or whatever it ended up being for Braylon. 4.7, sorry. So I'm going to go under, but it's not going to be, there's going to be like a couple guys at 110. Like they'll push it, but they won't push over. So I have very low. It's a great number, Andy. I don't have a lot of confidence in it.
It is.
I would just mention, one of my big hobby horses, another one is how great Lee Evans is. And he had 8 100-yard receiving games in 1 year.
Yeah.
In a Barry Alvarez system. So I just thought
I remember watching the Michigan State game at my ex-wife's apartment at the time. Because what did he have? It was 5 touchdowns and like 275 yards or something like that.
With the great Jim Sorgi throwing him past.
It was like I'm talking to her and I'm like, no, you don't get this. This does not happen with this team.
Andy, one of my great hobby horses on this podcast is not bringing up, like mid-aughts Badger teams because Max goes off on 20-minute tangents.
I don't. There's
you got the wrong guy on if you don't want that to happen.
That's not even my jam, dude. But I got it. I got you.
So last year, Braylon Allen was 6th on the team in yards. He had 132 yards receiving. I believe that was on 95 catches for a little over a yard per reception. So I guess this prop is kind of aimed at how much you think the running backs are going to be involved in the passing game this year compared to other players. So he was 6th on the team with yards last year. Where is the top running back going to rank this year on the team in yards? Is he going to be between 1st and 5th place or 6th or worse?
It's me, right?
So basically, is he going to crack the top 5 for receiving?
It's also a lot to write too. So hold on.
Yeah, no. I'll think while you write. So wait, sorry. Braylon last year was 1, 2, 3. He was 4th, right?
In yards?
No, 5th. Sorry, CJ was 4 in receiving yards, right?
Correct.
Okay.
No, he was 6th. Pauling Green, DK Bell, CJ, and then Braylon.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was 6th. My bad.
And what's the number?
Basically the over under is 5.5 if you want to do it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Basically better than Braylon Allen.
It's got to be better than Braylon Allen. And are the receivers? I think
no. Like the prop will it be better than Braylon Allen?
Yes. Yeah. Just in terms of rank though. Like,
yeah,
I think the raw number is definitely higher. I do. Yep. I just wonder if it's, man. I'm going to take, the over. So 5 or higher. But again, great number.
Or 6th or lower is what you're saying.
No. I'm sorry. I'm saying better than 5th. So 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st.
It's kind of, got it. I should better than 6th, I think maybe be the better way to do that because it can be confusing with the over-under number.
I think you're critiquing the prop bet presenter, and that's not wise in a competition here, Max.
Hey man, I suck at this anyway, so it's
what do you got to lose?
got plenty of ammo to come back at me, you know. Better than 6. And you say there will be better than 6.
Yeah, I say a running back will be in the top 5.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to agree with you on that.
I mean, it doesn't take much because here's the thing. You know who was 7 yards behind Braylon Allen? Is Hayden Rucci. And I don't exactly think of Hayden Rucci as an integral part of the passing offense. He had 1 catch last year of significance.
He did. I not to detract too much, but I did see on the Wisconsin football account today, the Twitter account, that Hayden Rucci had a touchdown catch for the Dolphins yesterday or today. And you know what? It looked pretty good. Like, dude, where the hell was that when you played for this team?
Oh, that was catnip. They were interviewing Alec Ingold like on the sidelines while Rucci caught the pass.
Oh, no way. Oh, wow.
If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it 40 times over the next 48 hours. So
that's awesome. That's outstanding. All right. I think we're good on that one. That's it. It's a good number and a good, good way to think about it.
All right. So I got a couple defense ones. These are a little harder, so we have fewer of them. Last year, Daryl Peterson led the team with 4.5 sacks. That was the lowest team leader since 2013. So my question first, can you name the player in 2013 that had 4.5 sacks to lead the team without looking it up?
Derek Landish.
That is incorrect.
It's not. It's either Warren Herring or Brendan Kelly.
It is Brendan Kelly. Well done.
Yeah. But I mean, I said Warren Herring
well
first.
Done. He said, yeah, you gave me 2.
Yeah, close enough.
And after I said Landis, so come on.
What was?
So I have set the over under on what is the sack leader going to be at this year at 7.25. So will whoever leads the team in sacks have more than 7.25 or less than 7?
No, more than 7 sacks. Is John Pius going to have more than 7 sacks and stay healthy? Is that what you're kind of suggesting?
I don't necessarily know that.
And I mean, the other thing I was just thinking about when I was kind of researching this one is it does seem like they have a 2 deep, so there are going to be not limited, but kind of spread around. And if you look at 2017, they also kind of had a pretty deep O-line group with Dooley, Van Ginkel, Leon Jacobs. Dooley led the team with 7.5 sacks that year with kind of a split time. So that's kind of where I came up from the number.
A 1A and 1B, you might say.
Yes.
Oh man.
That would have been a good question too, actually. With the answer of Garrett Dooley, I think that would have been a tough one.
Is it me, Max?
I think so. I think so.
I'll just do it anyways. This is a good one. No, I'm gonna go. Pius leads the team with 7, so I'm gonna go under.
You're gonna go under.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Did the James Thompson injury change your perspective at all?
No, actually, because I think those guys are going to have like 1.5 to 2.5.
I'm not necessarily talking about sack numbers from a defensive lineman. I'm just talking about how they'll play, like how the pass rush will work. That's all. That's what I'm suggesting.
I guess my thought with the guys, like Pyrus and Lowry, it's predicated on them to win 1-on-1 on their own already. Like that's what they're going to have to be beating tackles and tight ends. And, they're not going to be dealing with like tackles aren't going to be sliding in to help out on Kurt Neal or Ben Barton more than they would have been on James Thompson. I don't think in any realistic, in any way that really changes. I mean, to answer your question, no, it doesn't really change the number for me. Like it doesn't move the needle. Doesn't mean I think the defense doesn't take a hit there. I just think maybe in that one statistical measurable.
Yeah.
Doesn't change much, if that makes sense.
This one's tough because I think they're going to have more sacks as a team, but will any individual person have more? Because I really think they're going to have more sacks as a team. Man. You know what? I'm going to go over just because I feel good about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Who that'll be? It might, Pius. It might be Jaheim Thomas. I mean, there's some candidates in there, right?
That's a bold one.
Do you remember who I picked last year to lead the team in sacks?
No, I don't.
Jake Cheney.
Did.
I did.
And he was third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I don't know. I could see something out of it. I don't know about seven, but I could see something there. Yeah.
I think so too. It's just, I think you're gonna have like 4 or 5 guys in the like 4 to 6 range. If this one doesn't hit, I feel like that's how it won't hit. But
And they had 4 guys with 3 sacks last year. Cheney, Turner, James Thompson, and Muma. Which I got to be honest with you, I can't remember James Thompson or Muma having 3 sacks.
I can't either. But I take it back because I actually picked Turner to lead the team.
Did you? Yeah, I think that sounds more.
It was Turner. Yeah.
No.
So
same thing. He had 3.
Yeah. It wasn't far off the pace.
Right.
As it turned out. Good one.
Yeah.
All right. One more defense one. Interception leader. Obviously, last year, Hallman had 7. The next closest was Preston the Mechanic Zachman with 2. So interception leader this year. Are you taking Hallman or the field?
I'm going Rico.
We got a healthy Forkerin. We got RJ Delancey. Got a loaded safety room. I don't know. Interceptions are somewhat of a luck thing, I believe. So,
I mean, Rico's a little tough because I think teams will stay away from him, right? But
yeah, but I feel like
Max Lofi is calling your name.
I know. But I mean, Hallman had a pick against Minnesota and LSU. So by that point in the season, he was not a secret. Like, he is a very smart, like, he's a guy who he gets those picks off position, right?
Yep,
I mean, that's how he does it.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking him. And not only that, I owe him because I wasn't very high on him even up to like midway through the season last year. Like, he's not a Big Ten quarterback.
You know what?
Where was I, Rod?
To your point, I'm going to take the field because it's going to be Max Lofi because I owe Max Lofi that. I mean, I set a whole spring barometer on how little was I going to see Max Lofi. So, yeah, I'll take the field. I'm going to take the field, though, but I also think people are going to throw away from Hallman more. Like, I think, people didn't really pay attention to him until, mid-October. So, yeah, I'll take the field.
Question for you on this one, too, because I think there's a lot of wisdom certainly in taking the field. Do you think a safety is going to have like more than 1 or 2?
I mean, who would it be?
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Austin Brown.
It's tough for the nickel guys, I feel like, because he's going to play as much nickel as he is safety, right? I mean, that's my guess. It's got to be more of a high safety type. And, the thing to think about, I'm going to look back. In 2022, it was Torchio, so it was a safety. Then it was Wilder in 21. I mean, 2020, if you want to count it, is Nelson. It's a safety again.
Sure.
19, it's Eric Burrell tied with Sanborn. Man, you got to go back to the last time a corner led the team. Holy cow. It's
a while ago.
TJ Edwards in 18, 17.
Yeah, I was going to say there's quite a few linebackers in there.
with TJ Edwards. Leo Musso. It's got to be Sojourn Shelton in like 20. What was the year he had? That was 20. No, that was 2016. Boy, yeah. No, you know what? Tanner McAvoy was 6. It's Shelton in 2013. So, yeah, there's a point to it. I just don't know who I see doing it. Like, I don't see Wohler being that guy. I don't know why.
No, I don't. Well, Torchio, I think, was a special kind of center fielder ball.
Well, it was the scheme. The scheme is different now.
Yeah, right.
Like the Torchios and the Mussos, people would crow over, and they get conference mention because they were basically just the center fielder type thing. Right. And they don't do that. They don't play that same, sort of center field cover 1E type stuff. Mm-mm. Yeah, I still take the field. I don't know. Maybe it's Forkerin.
All right, not to belabor this one too much,
but we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that anyway. So they had 13 interceptions last year. I mean, a lot of that was Hallman, right?
5 in the Georgia Southern game alone.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh my, that's right.
Both of his in that game. And there was a tweet from an unknown. I won't name the name, but I don't know, a subscription a person who runs a subscription site after Wohler had an interception just said, "Enjoy him, Badger fans. He won't be here long." He was going and he's back this year.
That's awesome.
That was on that dying quail. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Let's not over. So just keep that in mind when
Yes.
I don't know, someone has a really good game on Friday.
All right, what's next?
All right, let's get into some team ones. I'll just go right to the how good do you think they're going to be this year? So Vegas has the over under at 6.5 wins. They have that at -160, so that is kind of on the. I'm not a gambling expert, but if it's -160, we should probably bump that up. So I'm gonna for the buck around props, you're gonna do over under wins at 7.5.
7.5. Rich, I think that one's yours.
I'm going to go a little crazy here
Oh boy.
because here's how I feel about this team. It's like it was funny. I was looking at the Patreon page before we started because I was thinking through the logistics of like, we got to post the link to the form and all that. I was looking back at the last post we did from the spring where we we put the depth chart up there. And was sort of asking, like, how are people feeling about the team? And it was like, I feel very uncertain about the team. I have no idea what to make of it. And I feel like I kind of have a sense. And to me, it's just, I don't think this team is exceptional, but I do think it's deep and I think it's functional. And I think people kind of get what they're supposed to do. And I think there's a buy-in now and there's a little less drama. So I have a feeling the big thing about this team, which you haven't really seen from a Badger team in a while, is they're going to win every game they're supposed to. Like, they're not going to mail one in. So that's Western Michigan's 1, South Dakota's 2, Purdue's 3, Rutgers 4, Northwestern 5, Iowa is 6. They're going to beat Iowa. Nebraska 7, Minnesota 8. And then on top of that, I think they're beating USC. I just feel like USC is going to suck. So that puts me at 9. And I feel like somewhere between Oregon, Penn State, and Alabama, it's probably Penn State because they have some questions there. They're going to win a game they're not supposed to. I don't think it's Alabama, but I think they're going to win a game they're not supposed to. It's probably Penn State. So I don't know why. I feel like they're not a great team, but I feel like they're going to function. So I'm going to go Homer. And I'm going to take the over easily with underlined. You can put over in all caps. I just feel it. You know what? Screw it. To use a term from the aughts, YOLO.
What happened to the Prince of Darkness?
Damn it, Andy, I was just going to say, and the Prince of Darkness has left the building.
Yeah, it's 2 beers ago. But I don't know.
Get more beers than you, I think.
No, we definitely don't.
Whoa.
But no, I don't know. I just feel like there's a coherence. Coherence. That's the word I've used before. There's a coherence to it. It's just like there's not things where you're like, well, they're going to figure it out with the, this quarterback that, they beat out Bowling Green and Western Kentucky for. Like, I just don't, I don't feel that anymore.
No, I agree.
So why not? Let's go big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do a schedule breakdown, but the South Dakota, I didn't realize is it's a top 5 FCS team. So that I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a gimme, but I mean, I wouldn't put it in the loss column. I also find it interesting that you think like Alabama, Oregon, or Penn State, they'll snag one of those.
They're going to sneak in on one.
And they're all 3 are home games, so you got that going for you. Oregon and Penn State may well be at night. It's kind of lame that Alabama's not. I get why, but it is kind of lame. Alabama, I think they have a puncher's chance. We'll get into that. And my whole point on that is, what if they win? Penn State, they haven't beaten Penn State since Russell freaking Wilson was quarterback, which I think is complete BS. Like, Penn State is just, let's stand Penn State. Yeah, this is the year, right? I think they got the talent this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, my ass.
Who are you imitating there?
I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to figure that. Was
no.
that us?
Was your average meathead college football commentator on TV? Like, come on, dude. Every freaking year. Yeah, they got talent. They can line up toe to toe with Ohio State and Michigan. I think they're gonna do it. And it's what is Franklin like 3-12 against them? That dude sucks. So Rich, I like that. I like that a lot. Oregon will be an interesting one. I don't Oregon's really talented. They got a lot of guys. But I mean, there's no question in my mind I'm going over. I mean, I see 8 or 9. And yeah, the Iowa call I think is a good one. I mean, are they going to lose to Northwestern again? I just don't see that happening. Not when you line up the teams talent wise, because even last year it's not like they matched up anyway. But I just don't see that happening twice. And whatever the case may be about Wisconsin and Evanston, I mean, it's a new group, it's a new staff, and they're playing in a freaking high school stadium, basically. I mean, what the hell is that going to be like?
That can go either way, though. It could be like a 50-mile-an-hour wind off of a lake.
But you can have that at Ryan Field pretty much anytime too. At Ryan Field, you can almost see Lake Michigan from the press box.
Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, the quarterback can throw the ball into the lake. Like, I'm just gonna throw this away, and it's like floating off to Dearborn or wherever.
And Andy, have you been to Ryan Field before?
Many times.
Yeah, I mean that's basically a high school stadium too already. Yeah. So, yeah, I like it, Rich. I like it. I feel like it's most of the commentariat or Twitterati or Badger Nation. I feel like they're gonna, if the Vegas has 6.5. At minus 160, I think there's going to be a lot of money coming in on that. I feel like it.
We've cursed it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Minnesota's not that good. I think Minnesota doesn't look good at all. I mean, I don't think so.
So I got 3 kind of fun ones here, hopefully with less thought.
Hashtag analysis.
What are you trying to say?
Who's going to score the first touchdown this year? I have 14 names listed, so whoever you say is probably going to be on this list. But who's going to score the first touchdown?
Dude, they're going to return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Give me Ches.
That was going to be mine, but we can't pick him.
Hey, man, you told me to go first.
I know. No, but just to make it fun, I'll take somebody. It's going to be Tui Walker. It's going to be a running back. It's going to be, they're not going to get that creative in the first game against Western Michigan. So I'll go Walker.
All right. On the year, will there be a non-quarterback pass?
Oh.
You love this every time you do this.
No, this is a standard one. I think you have to do it every single year. I love it. I love it. I'm going no this time around. Rich, I'm going to just jump you out. How many people got that right last year? Do you know? Or no, that's non-quarterback pass. Excuse me. Offensive line touchdown catch, not a pass. So
no, Will Pauling threw a ball.
Yeah, against Purdue, right?
Sounds right.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
me and Max saw each other, and we were both. We might have had a couple beers. So.
a couple or a few. Oh man, my wife tells people stories about that night.
Yeah, that was it was Purdue, 19 yards. I'm gonna say they had one last year. Yes,
I like it. If Will Pauling did last year, why wouldn't he this year? But
yeah,
nah, I'm not picking it.
All right, next one. Will the Badgers have a portal quarterback commit before January 1st?
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you the dark place we were going to.
I mean, what's interesting about this is this keeps us into the offseason.
Yeah. I mean, last year, I think Van Dyke committed by mid-December, so most of these guys are committing before January 1st. So,
Rich, I'm going to make this one easy for you too and go no.
I'm going to say no as well. I hate this. I actually do think they're kind of cool with running with Braden Locke / Matoyer and figuring out.
I think I'm cool with that. Are you cool with that?
I think so. I mean, Braden Locke's going to be a junior. Like, that's kind of when you normally play quarterbacks. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. He has a good attitude. I like him.
He is a third-term congressman.
That's true. Have you seen his brother? Because I wonder if his brother has a comparable look. Like he's, if Braden's the third-term congressman, I wonder if Landon looks like the page.
No, he's more like the state senator, is my guess.
Yeah,
But I have no idea what he looks like, but that's my guess.
Third-term congressman.
Yeah,
so
like he's working his way up.
So spot on.
Yeah.
All right, so now I have 4 left, and they're all they have little to do with football.
These are the best.
It's been my favorite. So the first one, we have a well-known Journal Sentinel beat reporter, Jeffrey Petrikis, who, according to sources, retired in, I don't know, early July, middle of July, and had pre-written a lot of camp stuff to get him through and made no reference to the world about his status as a beat writer. He recently, within like the last week, I think, changed his bio to now read retired after 31 and a half years at the keyboard, and mentions Taco Bell and all that fun stuff. So he's acknowledged it in the bio. But my question to you is, before September 1st, so basically they play on the 30th, and then before that weekend ends, will he acknowledge on Twitter that he is no longer employed as the beat reporter for the Journal Sentinel?
I mean, the beauty of this one, I'm just going to say this right now. Actually, Max, you want to go first? You go first.
I'm writing it down because it's like acknowledge or describe employment status with JS. Is that
September 1
accurate, Andy? Yeah.
Max, yes or no? Is he going to do it? I don't think he is.
I say no.
Okay, I'm lying. Okay, lock him in at no. I'm going to say yes, he is.
You lock me in, yeah.
And here's why. Just take yes, everybody, and then ask him why he isn't writing the game recap. Like, we can do this together. I can't do it because I'm 99% sure he has me muted. But that man loves social media. He loves to be on Twitter. Ask him. Like, hey, man, where's your write-up? So take a yes. I am definitely taking a yes. But everybody, you can do it. Take a yes with me, and then we'll write. Or even before the game, hey, Jeff, any shots from the press box? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, none?
Push poll.
Why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? Yes, we are push polling this one. So do it. Take the yes. Max is locked in at the no. Come with me, people, if you want to live.
Awesome. Oh, that's
all right,
great.
You ready for one more Twitter one that we can influence?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. On January 4th, 2018, Phil Longo tweeted a picture of a lion with a cross over it that says, "The devil whispers, you cannot withstand the storm. The warrior replies, I am the storm." That was the picture. He captioned it by saying, "I tweet this about twice a year. Nothing defines my approach to life better than this. Hashtag WFFH, hashtag attack life, hashtag I am the storm." From what I can tell, he has never tweeted this again since 2018. Yet it is his pinned tweet. So every time he checks his page, he presumably sees it. So my question before the bowl game is kind of the cutoff here. Will Phil Longo tweet something referencing that he is the storm? It can be the picture, or it can just be the words, I am the storm. Will Phil Longo tweet that he is the storm?
What about the hashtags? Because he's very into hashtags.
It is. The hashtag just has to include, some reference to him being the storm. Again, this is somewhat subjective, but it has to be a Longo tweet saying that he himself is the storm.
Now, he said 6 years ago, I tweet this twice a year, and he hasn't since, you're saying.
Now, from what I could tell, I spent longer than I like to admit on Twitter page, but I could not find it, not to say that he... Correct.
Fact checkers in the audience can correct us if they'd like. And if they do, I'm kind of frightened. Wow.
You'd be frightened now at this point? Serious?
Yes. I mean, I would be frightened and awed, quite frankly. So, all right, I need to look at Longo's. I need to do some work here. Hang on, wait. The last He's got the picture on August 4th. I mean, he's averaging a post every 10 days or so. A lot of retweets of the little fun after a workout, Tretch dunking on a 10-foot rim, hashtag okay maybe, hashtag Wisconsin football, hashtag Badger Nation. A lot of Badger Nation. He's golfing with boosters. Las Vegas. There's not a lot to follow here. I'm going to be honest. Outstanding. Go Braylon. Boy, I'm going to say no. Because he's just, you know what? He's not centered
You know
right
what to
now.
do. You know what to do, Max.
Yeah. Oh, easy. That's a yes for me, dog. Yes,
All right, doesn't
underline.
even need to be said. We'll get him to tweet it.
All right.
You know what to do.
You know, I should have followed
Don't.
my own logic. You know, oh, yeah, I'm locked in. I can't change it. That's what you do, everybody. Reply to that one and be like, hey, I thought you were going to post this twice a year.
Are you or are you not the storm?
Are
Come
you
on.
the storm?
Do you know what the WFFH hashtag is? Because if you hit it, it's all his tweets. He seems to be the only one who uses that hashtag. Do you know what that is? Either of you two?
I have no idea.
That makes it kind of even better. quite
I
frankly.
don't either. Yeah, and they're. I mean, it really there's no pattern to the hashtags that he has there. I mean, it's just some of them are pictures of family, some of them are pictures of like quote memes. Like 6/24/20 is some people feel the rain, others just get wet, and he's quoting Bob Marley. Or there's one that looks like a Hieronymus Bosch painting, or like Van Wyck or Van Eyck or something like that. And it says, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." Bonus points if you guys know who said that one.
No idea.
Also Bob Marley, I'm pretty sure.
It's not Bob Marley.
Is
It's
it
not
Bruce
Bob Marley.
Lee? Because the other one is Bruce Lee, B. Water.
It is not. No, it's Joseph Campbell.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's like no unifying theme because he's got a picture with his wife, and yeah, if you figure that one out, Andy or Rich or any Twitter sleuth out there, that's
Yeah, you got me looking through this.
yeah.
Why is don't? I mean, I want to know about the don't blink. Because don't blink ends up in there a lot.
I think it's like don't flinch.
I mean, I know literally what, but it doesn't thematically
Yeah.
seem to tie into a lot of this stuff. Like he has won the WFFA work, family, faith, happiness. That's my guess.
There you go.
Oh, I think you nailed it. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Yeah,
But why
I
is
think you
work
nailed it.
first? I don't know if I got it right.
Assuming you're correct.
Thus concludes our Phil Longo Twitter feed hour.
All right.
All right, 2 more to go. This is a very important one. Luke Fickell's vest for game 1. Will there be? We got an option. We got options for what the acronym will be. So option 1: will it be team again? TEAM. Will there be a different acronym, or will there be no acronym, or no saying, no words? Let's say no word.
So that also includes no vest, right? No words.
Yeah. So if it's just a plain vest with no words, will he have no words on it? Will he have team again, or will he have a new saying?
What did team stand for again?
Together, everyone achieves more, Rich. Come on.
I mean,
Seriously, man. Come on, dude.
Unbelievable.
WFFH. What if WFFH is on there?
That would be.
That would be like
Full circle.
I don't even know what I would do. Yeah.
wait, so just to be clear, so it's either TAM, a different acronym, a new saying, or no vest.
I had 3 options. So
Yeah.
TEAM, a new acronym / saying, or
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right.
Wow. I'm gonna go with TEAM.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's close though.
Yeah. He really does like that one. I want to go hunt or be hunted, but that's a little bold for a game day.
That's too much too. How are you gonna fit that and
It's-
have it
but-
visible?
Yeah, it's just too bold for a game.
Like TEAM is like he likes block letters. He likes it easy to see. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going with a different acronym new saying.
All right, down to one more to go. One more, and then we'll have a quick tiebreaker. Obviously, my favorite follow on Twitter is Tom Oates. I'm not getting too creative here, but will he drop an oops? His last one, he did twice last year. The last time was, I believe, after the Indiana game. He said they just lost the worst team in the Big Ten. Oops hardly seems sufficient. And to be clear, oops has to be about the performance of the Badgers, not about like the Packers or, saying oops in a different context. It has to be clearly about the team. So will he drop an oops this year?
Yes. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm hoping they don't give him the opportunity, but
I think Tom really relished the spotlight because obviously word got to him about it because he kind of made mention of it in some way, shape, or form. Like people were trying to get him to say oops. And they were doing the Simpsons.
That's my rationale. Yep.
Say it. And he got a bit of a big head about it. Like he became a bit of an oops diva, if I'm being honest here. I mean, he was very into being the oops guy and being called out and asked for it. And I mean, Tom was living his best life on Twitter last year. He really, really was. Like that's the happiest I've ever seen Tom Oates on Twitter. I mean, without a doubt. And, he does have a podcast to promote, so he understands the social media. I mean, he's a savvy social media operator. So I think by spotlighting here, Andy, I think you're part of the problem, quite frankly. And owe us all an apology. But nonetheless, I will play along.
Says the guy who has a permanent quote from Tom Oates' Twitter feed on the show account.
That's JPO. That's not Tom.
I thought it was Tom.
No, that's JPO.
Oh, geez. Okay. My mistake. I apologize.
That's quite all right. Boy, this is a tough one, Andy. I am going to say no because I think he's more in the, oops was kind of like the fun, playful, poke you in the eye last year. Like, if they're bad and they're not living up to potential, he's going to be far more grave. And he's going to escalate to McIntosh. So he's going to be way less about football because the guy he really wants to get at is McIntosh. I mean, that's clear.
A great call.
So I think there'll be something new, what is something McIntosh has said lately that he can, glom onto? That's going to be more what it's going to be about. So I'm confident with the no. But I know I've done myself dirty on 2 social media entries and put myself on the wrong side of what can be swayed.
Oh, my goodness.
Audience, have at it. Tom Oates, and you can get after Longo. I actually am curious what Longo will do.
I know. I'm working on that one. That's my project for September.
And that's why I took yes.
Exactly.
And then the last thing I got, just as a tiebreaker, the number of passing yards in the opener against Western Michigan.
This is always fun in the opener. Just we're picking a number.
If you get it right, or if a listener gets it right, you'll get highlighted. Somehow.
On the little literal row in the spreadsheet. That's how you get highlighted. You will be in highlighter.
Exactly.
And it's closest to the pin, not prices.
Correct.
You got one?
Yeah, so it'd be all vanilla and just say 252.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't get the over/under on the 423 yards in a game this year, Andy. Why is that?
I forgot about that. I already formally apologized for one thing. I'm just gonna, move on.
You don't have to apologize to me for that.
I think somebody took an over.
21% of people took the over.
Look at you.
I'm quite sure I took the over on that.
I am gonna say 288, and thus concludes the 2024 prop bet competition.
It does. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for everyone participating in this really stupid thing that we do every year. I
know. This is great.
No, Andy, thank you.
Yes. Can I say I am sweating? a little bit here. Like I'm a little warm. Like I think it's my brain is cooking from all the thinking I had to do here. I don't know. This was hard
I am
work.
too, but it was like got up to 92 today.
Yeah. That's what happens at the end of August. Well, just to review for everybody, go over to buckaround.com/Patreon. It'll be the newest post there for a little, for this week, certainly while you can enter. I'll do that tonight. It's Sunday night at 7:30 Central. See, Max, I can do time zones. And give me an hour. I'll have that up. It'll be up there before you hear this. Let's just put it that way. But if don't worry about it. I won't release it until like midnight so that people actually get the pod. So yeah, if you listen to this podcast really early and you're looking for the post, it's not there yet. It's going to take I'm going to put it out there a little later just so people aren't getting the email before the show comes out and you get all confused. So again, the link to the sheet will be there, and I'll also put it on the Twitter account, and I think we go from there. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Oh, sounds good to me.
All right, beautiful. Andy, you're great as always. Go listen to his SoundCloud. I don't know what to plug for you, but
Absolutely nothing to plug.
yes. All right.
Follow Andy on Twitter at.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is Chicago Badger. If you want to follow me.
That's
I kid.
That's outstanding.
It'll be in the notes.
On that note, next time we do this, Max, we're doing a game wrap.
I'm talking about a game, unless that's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I might try to get a big picture or two if I can.
If we can sneak in one person that I'd really like to have on. Yes, but
exactly.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about that off air because I actually have an idea there. All right, so that's it for everybody. This one very long. We're like 80 minutes long. This is crazy, but it's worth it.
It's a special episode.
Very special episode. Thanks again, Andy.
Enjoy the conversation? Head on over to buckaroundpodcast.com to find all the ways to connect with the show, links to our Patreon page, and feeds for every major podcasting platform. We want to thank each and every one of our patrons. You make this podcast possible. This has been The Buck Around, Badger football analysis from a fan perspective.